Hey, my name's Jason, and this is me. I am walking my dog's favorite hobby. You gotta like it here. Bemmers. And Mr. Fendog. And this is what I do. I love my walks. Great place to introspect, great place to meet people, have awesome conversations, and reconnect with nature. Get away from the hustle and bustle in life. So, my intention with this channel, if it goes anywhere, is talk about life. It's a crazy journey. We're born, we go through all these experiences. We hit a certain point, it's like adulthood. Sure, I'm going to figure out life. I know what I'm going to do. And we don't figure it out sometimes. Sometimes it's just, what the fuck's going on? And the little secret that no one talks about is everyone's kind of like that. No one really knows what's going on. We're all kind of just bullshitting our way through this. And the experiences we go through can sometimes really fuck that growth up. What I mean by that is, I'll tell you my story. Let's start there. I was born in England, lived there till 10, moved to America, hence the accent. At the time, South Park was booming. I'm 10 years old at this point. There's a character called Pip in it, this Pip character, charmingly English and bullied relentlessly for that. Now, being an English kid in an American school at that time when that's popular, bad vibes. Commenced bullying through most of my childhood there. Ended up coming back to England at a tricky age, 15. Too old to get into GCSEs, 3 years short on high school education. Can't get into the school system. So I just sit in and I play like EverQuest and then World of Warcraft, and I just sit in my little basement room and I fester there. And I just never saw reality past that. That was life. That was all that was available. I didn't think beyond that. It was like I just wasn't switched on yet. Ended up making a few friends, mostly up to no good, hard drug type people. And I don't know, I kind of had this moment where it's like, something's wrong here. And I had a slight bit of consciousness that was like, hey, you should probably do something with this. And I ended up joining the military. Tried for the Army first. And I might have had a few screws loose. They kind of turned me away. I was like, all right, fair enough. Waited a few months, tried the RAF, got in, surprisingly. Did the RAF regiment, which is like, best way to describe it is the infantry to the Air Force. Kind of how like the Marines is the infantry to the Navy. Got through basics, did 7.5 years. Oh, how history repeats. So while I was going through high school, I was that South Park kid, the English kid going through the American school system. So then I have this American accent, and I'm the American kid going through the military, where you really want to be the gray man. That was an experience. I had quite a lot of rough experiences through that. I had 2 tours, saw parts of the world. Cool, had some experiences, some good, some really shit, as is life. And then I eventually got out, 7.5 years later, after joining him. Met a woman, why not? Why not now? That went well for a while. I ended up having pretty severe mental breakdown, just kind of, I was really chasing the American dream, the white picket fence. The 2.5 kids, the missus, the house, just all these things I was meant to do. And I just kind of woke up one day and was like, this is kind of bullshit. Like this isn't really what I want. And I just reset my life. I was going through this mental breakdown at the time, call it a midlife crisis maybe. All the trauma from the past catching up on me, and I started fresh. And that was 7 years ago of war against myself, really. There wasn't a lot of compassion at the start. It was just, you're not enough who you are, so you gotta keep fucking fighting. You gotta keep trying to find the person you could be so people appreciate you enough for who you are. And I had that mindset for years, and that was a lonely time because when you're like that, there ain't a whole lot of room for other people, because you don't have a whole lot of love for yourself. So how are you meant to love other people? And how are other people meant to love you if you don't ever believe that other people can? About 2.5 years, I kind of got out of it. About 2.5 years ago, I kind of got out of that, and I realized that this is life. I'm getting older. We're all getting older. We're all gonna die one day. Like, we're at the best health we're ever gonna be right now. It can always improve, but we're never gonna be this age again. And all these experiences that come to us, why not use them for good? Why stay down in the trenches because of the past? So I changed a lot. I started finding me. I started appreciating myself and loving who I am as a person, and appreciating the difficulties I had gone through, and realizing that I don't have to put up with negative people. Not even negative, like people that aren't good for me. What I mean by that is people that put me down, people that let me down, people that don't appreciate who I generally am. I went through a lot of my life just trying to be someone else so people accepted me. And then I was just like, fuck that. That's stupid as hell. I'm just going to do me. And if it's just me and the dogs, cool. Turns out it doesn't work like that. We think it's going to work like that. But the more genuine we are to ourselves, and the more compassion we have for ourselves, and we seem to attract people that are like us. You know, it becomes magnetic in nature. But if we're miserable and we hate our life and we're depressed and we're just like, oh God, my past is so tragic, we repel people, because we repel the right people, but we attract people that are also going through them same type of mindsets, and that really keeps us down. As a man that's had a lot of bullying in my life, and I think a vast majority of people do, and everyone's got their own issues. No one's fucking perfect. But as a man that's had a lot of bullying, that shit fucks with your self-esteem. You really have a hard time believing in yourself and who you are as a person. And the moment you can start building your self-esteem by realizing that you are enough the way you are, and you start seeing the path that you're meant to go on, and that could just be that niggling feeling at the back of your mind that's saying, this job kind of sucks. Maybe I want to do something else. Maybe it's that this relationship really isn't feeling so good. Maybe I don't want to be in a relationship. Maybe, you know what I mean? It's starting to hear the voices, and maybe letting yourself take the risk to try and become the person you want to be. And it's shutting out the noise of everyone else telling you what you want to be, and sitting alone with yourself long enough to find out who you want to be. And with that, you start building yourself. You start building confidence in what you're doing. Like this video right now. This could just disappear into the ether. This comment section could get full of, if there was a comment section, could get full of hate. And cool. It is what it is. That's the risk we take on everything we do in life, is the risk to be hated, is the risk to be disapproved by society, is the risk of everything, of putting yourself out there and being vulnerable. The confidence is saying, fuck it. At least I'm being me. At least I'm being genuine. At least I'm trying. And if nothing goes nowhere, then nothing goes anywhere. But at least you tried. Because doing this video is something I've wanted to do for 5-6 years. And I never did it. Because I was always like, oh, I'm not ready. What if people don't like me? What if? Who gives a fuck? Just be you. Just be you in life. There's only one of us. We're on this fucking journey. And it starts, all types of stuff happens, it finishes. That is life. What happens in the middle is our choice to a degree. And maybe we can't decide what is done to us, but we can decide how we respond to it. There's not a lot of freedoms in life. But what we do up here, we have control on that. But we have to undo a lot of the fucking damage of the past, of people telling us we aren't what we want to be, that we aren't good enough, that we're just failures. And that's bullshit. We're not who we were in the past. That doesn't define it defines our past, sure, but it doesn't have to define who we are now and our future. We can break free of that, like the phoenix rising from the fucking ashes. That is in our choice. Sometimes we just need to just take a risk. So on that note, I've been walking back and forth on the same trail here. I keep seeing people. I'm like, I ain't dealing with people right now. But my scope is running out. So I don't know how to edit videos. So I'm just going to do this in one take. I'll finish it with just nature. My dogs are out there playing. Have a wonderful fucking day.